Working with everyone or niching down as a licensed real estate professional. And if you're a small business owner watching this right now, I'm sure there's some things that you can take from this video to apply to your business when thinking about should you niche down in a specific target demographic, or should you keep trying to work with anyone and everyone in your business. Let's get deep into this because at the end of the day, I want to make sure you see the pros and you see the cons and you ask yourself, what do you want to do moving forward to have more success with your business? And we're going to go ahead and use, for frame of reference, terms of real estate professionals because we are Liftoff Agent. We do help licensed real estate professionals start, ramp, and scale their businesses. My name is Lloyd Kinsey III. 10 years in, 16,000 agents plus is how I came to find out this information. Liftoff Agents, your #1 marketing positioning agency. Let's get into it and talk about the pros. Now, when it comes to working with anyone and everyone, the pros are you're working with friends, family, and loved ones, which are going to be individuals you already know and that already know, like, and trust you. So it's going to be low-hanging fruit. Opportunities for you to be able to work with someone that already knows you. Potentially your friends and family could then give you referral business, which then can help you be able to grow in that process. And so you might be watching this video and you already have repeat and referral business. And so that's something that you can relate to as far as a pro on that process of working with anyone and everyone. Now, when you think about a con, working with anyone and everyone, how is that going to be able to help you scale? How can you scale your business working with everybody from the perspective of technology and online marketing? Because if I was going to go online and I was going to do some search, can I find you online as far as a licensed real estate professional, and maybe if you're still watching and this is a small business owner, because I searched some type of key term? Am I going to find a video, a social post? Am I going to see a website? Am I going to see a blog that you wrote that's going to give me more information as far as why I would want to work with you? Or is it going to educate me on the process, right? Because if you're a licensed real estate professional and you work with anyone and everyone, and you say have no content out there, no website, no blogs, no videos, no social content, that's going to speak to me and I'm a first-time home buyer, am I going to work with you? That may be a con compared to, say, for instance, someone who's niching down and specifically working with a target demographic like a buyer and has content out there. When you think about cons working with anyone and everyone, you also might have to drive far distances. Depending on where you live, if you're in the Bay Area of California, you got lots of traffic. So do you want to have to be in the traffic to work with anyone and to go super far to work with that buyer or to work with that seller? Or do you want to potentially go and just work in your specific area where that would be niching down, okay? When you think about also some cons of working with anyone and everyone, how do you potentially educate, or how could you potentially add additional value after the close? So you signed up that client, you work with that buyer, you work with that seller. What are you doing to then add value to that said past customer to be able to keep top of mind? Because you need to have referral repeat business when you work with anyone and everyone compared to niching down and getting focused on a specific avatar and going in that direction. So let's talk about niching down here and give you some pros and cons. So then that way you can think to yourself, what is going to make the most sense for you so you could have more success with this process? Now, when you think about, say, for instance, niching down with a target demographic, some of the pros are you could be found on Google, you could be found with video and social media, and you can have blogs and have a website that specifically talks to and speaks to the ideal buyer or the ideal seller. As another pro, niching down is you could put out content in your area, right? So you could talk about what is there to do in your specific area? What is there to do for farmers market, music in the park? You can also talk about schools. You could also talk about restaurants. What's the top restaurants to eat at? So you're going to have all these videos and blogs. Maybe you can do video blogs about your area. And then that's a huge pro when it comes to niching down. And it also tie in directly with your past customers and the people that you are working with. Because when you're first in the business, they say work with your sphere of influence, friends, family. And so that's kind of like casting a net to anyone that you know. And that's how you start, which is totally fine from the pro perspective of working with anyone and everyone. You just want to make sure that you get to a certain point of your business where then you can be proactive and then you can start to go down and be niche down, and you can start to have content which then can serve the past customers you already were working with, which is a huge opportunity, right? You could put out content that could serve those individuals when you start going from working with anyone and everyone, and you start going into the niches and niching down and working with just buyers and sellers like in your specific area. Because after 16 plus years in this industry, seeing a lot of individuals like Adam Hancock passively prospecting, seeing channel junkies passively prospecting, it makes a lot more sense being able to niche down and to have content that you can send out to your past customers from an email marketing standpoint, where then you have Bing, Google, Yahoo, YouTube, your website, maybe even search engine optimization if you do a video to blog. So you're putting out that area content, which could be repurposed. Send it out in an email, send it to your past customers, and go through that process, okay? Now, some cons when it comes to niching down is that, you're gonna have to film videos, okay? This is a pro for me because I love filming videos, but you're gonna have to film videos. You're gonna ask yourself, what are you gonna film? How are you gonna film? Sound, lighting, what videos do you put out there, right? Then you're gonna have to start learning YouTube. You're gonna have to start using social media. You're gonna maybe even think about a website. Those are all cons. You're also gonna think about what you're gonna do with, like, say, video to blog or blog content on your website so you can be found on search engine optimization. So these are going to be some things that are come up for you on the con side when you niche down, because when you niche down, it makes more sense from the perspective of online marketing and digital marketing. So you're really going to want to think about, the pros on niching down is you can start to have evergreen content, be able to be found from a past video or a blog or something that you did like months or years back. The cons, you're going to have to start thinking about the videos you're going to film and what content you're going to put out there and what have you. But I'll tell you this, when you niche down compared to working with anyone and everyone, the pros outweigh on the niching down than the cons on that side compared to working with anyone and everyone. And I know a lot of individuals have built their sphere of influence and built their book of business, especially for 20, 30 years in the business before technology even was available. So a lot of individuals had to just do simple stuff like make phone calls, send out text messages, do different parties and events like on an annual basis, maybe just send out emails. I just know in 2025, when this video was filmed, Adam Hancock has done $500 million passively prospecting, niching down on a specific demographic, which is going to be Florida. He has a Florida relocation guide. You're more than welcome to check that out. And he's had so much success with that process that I would say that you can definitely look at the pros and cons in this video and ask yourself, what makes more sense? Does it make more sense to work with anyone and everyone? Or does it make more sense to really niche down and be able to be deliberate and be more focused with the process of working with a specific target demographic? Now, above me here is going to be a landing page. I'm going to put the link down below. If you comment down below website, there's an 18-minute presentation here. It's going to break down specifically how you can be able to maximize your website. It's like a manual. And then down here, there's going to be a guide that you can download, which is going to be the 10 game-changing tools to help you maximize your website. And this is going to be in the niching down process. So there's a link down below, or just comment the word website and we'll go ahead and send it over to you so you can have more success with the process of being able to niche down. I know this is kind of a pros and cons when working with anyone or niching down as a licensed real estate professional, maybe even a small business owner, but I just wanted to conclude this video with the process of getting more deliberate and more focused and letting you know that at the end of the day, you got to niche down. And I'm going to do another video to tie into this video, which is going to be talk about how do you niche down and what are some things that you could do specifically to niche down in your real estate business. Like, subscribe, notification bell. Hope that was helpful. Norman Lloyd Kinsey III, your CEO and co-founder of the #1 marketing and positioning agency, Liftoff Agent. We'll see you all on the next one.